All right, welcome to it. Tomorrow's meeting will involve a lot of each leader sizing up the other guy. But will the first topic of the historic meeting be trade or the crisis with a nuclear North Korea? Gordon Chang joins me now, Daily Beast columnist and author of Nuclear Showdown, North Korea Takes on the World. Welcome back to the show, Gordon.
Thanks so much, Kennedy.
So what is the first thing on the docket for these two superpowers?
Well, for Trump, it's going to be North Korea. I mean, they said the clock has run out. They fired a ballistic missile a few hours ago. You know, this is going to be important for us because they're on a pace to launch more than the 24 ballistic missiles last year. It looks like they're going to set off their sixth nuke at 2 last year. This is important.
All right, and it's always timed to something that's going on either with the United States and China. And now that the two are meeting and North Korea is worried that they're talking behind Pyongyang's back, that's why they're showing this nuclear force, isn't it?
Either that or the Chinese are going to secretly smile. You know, every time, the North Koreans do something provocative, we are distracted from other China issues that are important to us, like trade, for instance, South China Sea, Taiwan.
Let's talk about trade a little bit because, as I noted in the monologue, China's economy is in the middle of a downturn, and they need continuing robust trade with us. Who holds the upper hand in the Trade Department?
Well, we certainly do because, they have an economy geared to selling things to us. We don't have an economy geared to selling things to them. Our economy is almost 19 trillion. Theirs is almost 11 if you believe their fake numbers.
Yeah.
But the real problem in China right now is that it's not only just slowing growth, it's that they're accumulating debt at historic pace.
Yeah.
Last year, even if you believe their 6.7% number, they're accumulating debt 5 times faster than they're producing GDP.
Well, and we have been accumulating their debt for a long time, or they have been accumulating ours, I guess you could say. So what do we do now in terms of trade talks and all of these tariff threats? Because, the United States, obviously, the president has been very forceful in some of his rhetoric about China. But now China is saying, if you want to go that route, fine, we'll make it difficult for you to manufacture here and we'll stop buying your grain altogether.
Yeah, but, that threat's sort of hollow because, in a trade war, it's the trade surplus country that always has the problem.
Yeah.
That is China. We ought to know that because during the Great Depression, we were the trade surplus country. We were the ones hurt the most. Trump has to just look across the table and say, you need access to our markets. You need our money more than you have had in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
If you want an economy going forward, Xi Jinping, you better stop doing all of these things that you just talked about.
But don't we need each other? I mean, don't our economies, isn't there enough interdependency between us that sort of posturing only goes so far? When do we get down to the real negotiating?
Well, I think right now, and the reason is because of North Korea. They're 4 years within putting a nuke on top of an intercontinental ballistic missile and being able to aim it at any U.S. city. And by the way, the North Koreans can do that because the Chinese have been giving them technical assistance.
Yes, that's absolutely true. So what if China says, hey, you know what, we'll cut off North Korea, we will take care of that, stay out of the South China Sea? How does the president respond to an ultimatum like that?
He says, not on your life. He says, I think Trump says, look, you're engaged in a whole range of bad behavior. You stop all of it because we have the high cards. And because I think Trump understands we got more leverage over them. And for the first time in decades, you've got an American leader who is willing to use American power and understands that it's for the good of the world.
All right. Well, we'll see how this plays out. Thanks so much for your insight, Gordon. Good to see you.
Thanks, Kennedy.
All right.